another Providing Resources for Emergency Preparedness YouTube video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple, easy, homemade granola. So let's get started with our ingredients. The first ingredient you're going to need is regular rolled oats. And you want to make sure that you're using regular rolled oats and not the instant oats. The second simple ingredient is flaked coconut. You're going to need some sliced almonds, a little vegetable oil, pure honey, and these are the optional items you might need. They are the cashews, the cranberries, and the raisins. Let me tell you about the hardware we're going to need. You're going to need a bowl and a spoon, a baking sheet that's ungreased, unoiled, unlined, no paper. This recipe is easy to whip up, so let's get started. So the first ingredient I'm going to need is the regular rolled oats. And like with the flour, you want to kind of fluff up your oats and you want to spoon them into your cup. You definitely don't want to go with the scoop method on this recipe either. So all of the recipes I present to you, I want you to spoon your ingredients into the cup. So that's 1 cup of regular rolled oats. You're going to need 2. So let's get our second cup in. Alrighty, almost there. A little extra won't hurt. Our next ingredient we're going to need is our sliced almonds. And in here I have 2 cups of sliced almonds. Now I buy my almonds in bulk at Sam's Club or Costco, and I divide it up into these nice food saver bags, and I put them in my freezer because it preserves the nuts longer because of the oil. So I'm just going to slice this open with my kitchen scissors, and I'm going to pour my sliced almonds in. Alrighty. The next thing we're going to need is 1 cup of flaked coconut. Okay? And I'm just going to pour this in. And you can add a little extra if you want. This recipe isn't exact at all. So I'm going to add a little extra because I like coconut. I like the coconut in the granola. Alrighty. Alrighty. So once you get that all in, you simply want to give these items a toss to mix them together. So in here we just have our 2 cups of regular rolled oats, our 2 cups of sliced almonds, and our 1, and maybe that was a 4th cup of coconut. So the next thing we're going to need in here, I don't know if you can see this. You want to get in a little closer so they can see? I have 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I'm going to pour that in. And I'm going to give that a toss. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. I should have did that at the beginning. Okay? You want to give that a toss. You want to make sure you try to get the oil over every little kernel. But you don't want to beat it up too bad. You're more folding than you are mixing. You don't want to stir. You don't want to do this. So you just want to kind of toss the almonds and the oats over with a folding motion where you kind of go down and come up so that you keep the almonds intact. You still want the almonds to be whole and intact like that. Okay? Alrighty. So that's enough of that. The next we're going to do is I'm going to take my honey And I'm going to use the same cup, because if you use the same cup, it's easier because you put the oil in there first, and then the honey will pour out real easy. And I'm going to fill this cup all the way up. And that should give me 4 tablespoons of honey. And again, this recipe is not exact. Right there. And so let that drop off. Give it a twirl, and I'll wipe off the top of that. So can you see that here? We have about 4 tablespoons of honey. So I'm going to add this to the bowl. Alrighty. And that's going to pour out real easy because we had that vegetable oil in the cup first. Alright. Okay, and that's it. So now we're just going to continue to lightly give this a toss. And again, no stirring, just more of a fold. And that's it. We're going to fold it for a minute to kind of work that honey over almost every oat and coconut. Alrighty. And remember, you want to toss and not stir. Kind of fold. You know, don't do that, because you're going to break up your almonds. Okay. Okay, I think we got that mixed up pretty good. So next we're going to spread it on our pan. And remember, you want an ungreased, unlined pan. This is just a plain pan. You want to get this on here and you want to spread it out even. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera's view. Alrighty. Ready. So that's it for that process. And then you want to spread it even as you can get it. Because you're going to have to stir it as you go along, because granola kind of needs to be babysat. So our oven is ready, and we're ready to put our granola in. But before we put this granola in, I want to tell you that this is a simple and easy dish to put together, but you must babysit this dish. This granola will burn quickly. So once we put it in, after 10 minutes, I'm going to come back, check it, stir it, take it out, let it go 3-4 more minutes, check it and stir it. So before, if you have a light on your oven, you definitely want to turn your light on in the oven, and you want to stay in the kitchen with this. This is not something you put in the oven and walk away from, because you will burn it. So let's get started. And we will be back in 10 minutes to give it a stir, and I'll show you what it looks like then. So it's been about 10 minutes, and we're going to pull our granola out and give it a stir. I'm going to switch my oven mitt to my other hand, and I'm going to give this a gentle stir with the spatula. And you want to make sure you get it all over so that it bakes even and browns all at the same time. I'm going to grab my sandwich knife here. Okay. So that is giving a good stir. I'm going to put it back in the oven. So it's been about 7 to 8 minutes, probably even 10, and we're going to take this granola out and give it another stir. Okay. So in this shot, you can see how the coconut is starting to brown up. So you want to give it a stir evenly, and when it finishes, it has a nice golden brown look to it. So I'm getting it on all sides to make sure there's nothing on the side, because like I said before, you want to make sure this doesn't drop off in your oven and start to burn. My oven is clean, and that's how you want it, and I don't want to have to clean it after this. So we're going to give this about 3 more minutes, come back and check it again. So our 3 minutes are up, and we want to take this out and give it another stir. Remember again, this is a dish you really have to babysit. Dropping off, alrighty? Nothing dropped off, excellent. We'll be back in 2 minutes to show you how I finish it up. So it's been another 2 minutes, and this granola is ready to come out. Alright. It's nighttime, so I really hope this comes across good on the camera, but can you see how golden brown the coconut is? How toasty the almonds are? And they have a nice shiny coating on them from the honey. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn our oven off. And we're going to give this a really good fold. We're just going to let it cool down, come back in a few minutes, and give it another stir. It's been about 10 minutes. This has had an opportunity to cool down. So let's give it a stir so you can see the difference. Now, you hear that? It's getting crunchy. And that's what you want. So we're going to give it a little stir. Now it's not sticking. Just have to gently work it. Again, you don't want to stir. You just want to kind of push or fold. Okay? So we're going to even this back out again. And this is our last stir. And we're going to let it cool. We're going to let this cool for another 10 minutes and come back and finish it off. Alright, so we're back. This pan is now completely cooled down. I can pick it up and touch it. And we're going to get our granola in our bowl. But first I want you to come and see what it looks like. So the final product is nice and toasty and crispy. And it comes off the sheet real nice. And when you pick it up, you can kind of hear the sound of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the granola. Matter of fact, I'm going to move it over here so I have more room, headroom. I'm going to scrape it so you can see it. I'll put the granola in my bowl. Alrighty. Okay. So we're done. That's our fresh homemade granola. And like I said, you can add your craisins and your raisins and your cashews to it to make it even more delicious. Or you can sprinkle this on top of yogurt, which we'll be doing in the morning for breakfast. I want to thank you for watching another Providing Resources for Emergency Preparedness basic baking video. Please visit our website at www.providingresources.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.